Hello and welcome to another episode of Swim Sets by the Pool. This is the podcast where you get free swim workouts and tips that will help you swim better. My name is Nathan Cohen. I'm a professional triathlete, and with me is former Division One swimmer, two-time U.S. Olympic trials contender Kyle Brill. He does backstroke, he does breaststroke, he does IM, and then he'll also crush you in an open water race casually. Kyle, how you doing?
Good, Nate. Thanks for the intro as always. I know how to bike now too. I'm still
He
figuring out
he
how to
can
run,
bike
but
too, folks.
um,
He's good. The running we're still working on, but the biking, yeah.
yeah, I'm like fish out of water with the running. But well, that's a discussion for another time. But happy to be on today. Excited to go over a new set we've got, and it'll be fun stuff.
Nice, awesome. So Kyle, you were telling me before we hopped on, you've got a quick tip for the audience, something you've been thinking about. Tell us, what is it?
Man, just being on the coaching side now of swimming, and coaching a very diverse like group, which is just masters. You see people from all these backgrounds and all these different speed ranges and coming at swimming from different angles. I think that people need to approach swimming, especially if they're like late starting swimmers or swimmers that didn't really commit to it fully until they got older, like almost like it is a subject, like an academic subject, because people are just no, like with cycling and running, you can just train harder, pick up a few tips here and there and get a lot better a lot quicker. But with swimming, if you don't have a direction of technique and you're not having someone watch your stroke and you're not studying swimming, it is way more complicated in terms of mechanics. Like you throw, a kid, they'll grow up, they'll learn how to run. Like you can figure out how to ride a bike. It's one motion. But with swimming, like we are not natural born swimmers as humans. Like it is not a natural movement for us. You have to train every individual concept of the stroke and everything like that and all the mechanics. So almost like you need to watch videos, like get feedback from people. My tip is just to pretty much, if you're a later swimmer, like study the swimming. That's pretty much it.
Dude, that is a great tip, and that is so insightful too because I kind of came into swimming a little bit later. Like I took swim lessons to not drown as a kid, and my dad was on the swim team in high school, so he gave me his tips from the 80s. But yeah, I had to just really dive into swimming and study it. And then also, I joined like community college swim team when I was 19 and had coaches watching me swim. And they were like breaking everything down for me from like which hand I have on top when I streamline to like how I'm pushing off the wall to like how my head turns when I breathe. There's just like all these little things. It's like you just don't think about those when you're running or biking. It's just when you're running or biking, you just breathe, just whatever you
You
want.
breathe and move your legs. Like it's
Yeah, yeah.
humans were built to do it. The swimming is not, yeah, it's not natural. Like we can acclimate to it, but man, it takes time and like the most successful like people I've seen that entered swimming later in their lives have been the ones that have studied it and are really honed in on technique and know almost every bit about how their body moves in the water. So really, really important. That is one of the main dividing lines I see between success for late starting swimmers so far.
Yeah. And if you guys are looking for more tips, if you're like, oh, that's me, like I got started with swimming late, go back on our past episodes. I think we've got like 70 plus episodes out there with tons of different tips. And we even have some episodes titled like for beginners or a set you should try if you're new to triathlon or whatever. And listen to those episodes and also just like Kyle said, like look up swimming technique videos online and things like that. And yeah, you'll get better. It's hard. Swimming's tough, but you can do it if you're an adult. And with that, we're going to dive into this set. This is a great set. Kyle brought it to us. It's from the Santa Bar UCSB club swim team. So they have a D1 team and they have a club team. And we love to show the club team a little bit of love every once in a while. It's not just all about that high performance peak swimming. We got those club swimmers who are just trying to get better. And also, like, honestly, maybe they're having more fun. It's more casual, a lot less pressure. You're just swimming, which is really cool. So
Yeah, and I've hopped in with these guys a few times here and there, and some of them, man, they are taking off. Like they are a respectable group, and they have a good time training, and they're really really similar to the team I was on for 4 years, and love those guys. And shout out to Isabel and Elise for yeah, recommending this set and sending it over to me at work one day. It's nice that you guys were able to give it to us. So yeah, excited to go
nice.
for this. It'll be fun.
That's awesome. Yeah. So we're just going to dive into this set. This is a great set. if you clicked on the title, it's going to be something like a set for coming out of the off season. And this is a great set for that. If you're taking a couple weeks off of swimming, recouping over the holidays, or like in between seasons, this is a great set for that. And we're going to break it down. But it starts off with just 850s, drill, swim, and then it says odds you could do fist drill, and then evens you do 3 right arm only and then 3 left arm only, I guess. And then you swim. I love doing a 25 drill and a 25 swim. I think it's just really solid because you could do the drill, which isolates a particular part of your stroke. Like the fist drill isolates catching the water with your forearm, and then you implement it in your actual stroke while you're swimming freestyle. So that's why I'm a big fan of that. Kyle, any thoughts on that warm up?
Yeah, fist drill might be my like all-time favorite drill for an intermediate level swimmer. I think it is an incredible drill because it teaches you so much. It doesn't actually do anything to improve your stroke right away, but it really tells you like if you're not being able to swim fast at all when your fists are closed, you are not using your forearm to pull. And you get like 80, 70, 80% of your power at least with your forearm. Like good swimmers can close their fist and swim almost just as fast as they can with their hand open. So really, really good way to see how your forearm is being used in your pull, which is an incredibly important part of the stroke. So I love that drill, especially for warming up, setting the tone, just kind of getting a feel of that and kind of tweaking your forearm to get in a better position that way. So love that drill for sure.
Nice. That's awesome. And then, yeah, honestly, kind of short warm up, but maybe you jumped in a little bit before and just did some easy swimming too if you're doing this. That's probably what I would do, is just like 200, just super chill before doing those 850s. And then it kind of just jumps into this main set. It's a pretty simple concept. It's the odds. So starting with number 1 are strong, and then the evens are easy. And it's like the odds are a slightly longer rep, and then the evens, which are the easy ones, are a little bit shorter. And it's 175, 125, 125, and then a 75, 175, 125, 225, and then 175. That's the main set. And then it just gives like a sample interval, but you could obviously adjust that to whatever your kind of pace is. It just looks like a standard kind of like base interval. But yeah, I love this because if you're coming out of the off season, you're probably going to be a little bit slower. And these intervals where it's just like kind of odd, it's not just a 50 or 100. You just don't really care about the times, you're just swimming, and it's just swim them strong and then swim them easy, and I love that. I think for the mentals, when you're just getting back into shape, this is a great set for that.
Yeah, no, that's well said. I think these kind of sets are like what I really hope a coach gives me sometimes when I'm either coming off like being out of shape or something like that, or I'm really deep into a training cycle where all I want to do is put my head down and get through a set. I don't want to see how fast or slow I'm going. These sets are like your brain will be way too fried if you're working hard, like to be understanding how fast you went in a 175 or a 125. Like just touch the wall, knowing you got to go, and like just go off field. Like oh, this feels pretty hard. Like it's a great one for like just kind of yeah, keeping a high aerobic base without stressing yourself out or demoralizing yourself or anything like that. It makes the set a little more blissful. That's the best way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And then you also end up on the other side of the pool if it's like a 75. And that's fun, you get to see what's there, what's on the other side of the pool. Because sometimes if you're just like so used to swimming on the same side, it's just fun to mix it up that way. Actually, I was at the Ventura pool today, and the way the deck is set up is everyone pretty much gets in on one particular side of the pool. It's just like the most natural way to like start your swim. But every once in a while you get some person who's like obviously not a local, and they walk to the other side of the pool and they like get in on that side. And I'm like, man, that's how you tell someone's not a local at the pool in Ventura, when they get on the other side. But Yeah, that just made me think of this.
I remember, yeah, growing up, I had a few meets there. We would always start on the side you were saying is the weird side off the starting blocks, and so that was always the side I was used to, like, getting ready with, and that was always where meet warm up would happen and all that. So when I did come there for the first time and like it was just open hours and people were getting on that side, I almost had to like rewire my brain. So I guess I'm not really a local there, so that still
No.
counts, still applies, but
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, and then there's always one person who just like walks to like the middle of the lane and then hops in. That's really weird too. No, I'm just joking. Imagine someone just starts swimming across all the lanes in the
oh
middle.
my gosh, they just make it long
Yeah,
course.
they just make it long course, but all the lane lines.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
yeah, that'd be funny. Maybe we should do that. That would be a good YouTube short.
I've seen coaches do a game where like you have to like go over a lane line and under a lane line and it's like and then you have to like race all your friends. It sounds like fun, but you'd piss off a lot of lap swimmers that way. I'm sure you would not get very many
Yeah, or
happy
you
people with
could,
that workout.
if you were a coach, you could set up the and you had like choice on like setting up the pool. Maybe you could do it to where you have like the lane lines that go all the way to like 14 meters or 15 meters. So then you had to like force your swimmers to underwater to 15 meters, and then if they came up earlier, they'd hit a lane line. You know?
Yeah, that's honestly pretty smart. Yeah, like that made me think of a fun fact. In competitive swimming, most people don't know this, but you actually just have to start and finish in the same lane because sometimes people will cross the lane line when they're doing their underwater and they don't want to DQ people for that. So as long as you one don't disturb somebody in the other lane, like and two you finish at the same like on the same in bounds where you started, you can go into another lane halfway through a swim meet, like halfway through a race and be swimming in that lane and not get disqualified, which I think is just insane.
Like
Like,
in someone else's lane.
yeah, it's completely legal as long as you haven't like gotten in the way of the other swimmer. So I guess that's like a subjective call. But when I learned that, I was like, there's nothing in the rule book saying you can't do that. So
Dude,
it's pretty funny.
that's kind of wild.
So if you ever want to mess with somebody and you're at a pretty low, not very serious meet, there you go. There's an idea for you. But
That's it. I actually know someone. I'm gonna shout that out to Colin. He might try that. Um, okay, yeah. So I guess there's a little extra onto this set. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I'm guessing it's all freestyle. Um, and then it's a 1 minute rest after that set, and then you do a 300 fast, which is cool. You know, it's a little bit longer than the like strong reps, and fast I'm guessing is a little bit harder than strong. And then another 1 minute rest, and then it's 250s. I'm guessing it's on the 50, and they're both fast.
yeah,
Um,
looks like that.
and then 450s on the minute moderate, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
This is where the set starts to get a little confusing to me. I
Yeah,
don't really know what the goal is. Like there's a random 300 fast dropped in there, which you would think would be like a finisher, like
yeah,
and the warm down would happen, or there wouldn't be anything else after that. But then yeah, then there's a random 250s thrown in there, then a random 450s, and then it goes back to like having this like descend like speed play again, and then there's no warm down. So I'm like, it was great up until this point, and now I'm like, okay, what's the goal of this next part? I'm a little lost. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. That is a little tricky. I would I would probably honestly put those 650s descend as like an extended warm up, like before the set. So
Yeah,
if we're gonna like
totally.
adjust this, I think it makes a little more sense to have those descending 50s at the start, because then you can kind of like work into your pace, you know, because you are trying to swim strong right at the beginning of the set with that 75. So getting a little bit of faster swimming in at the start would be good. And I mean, the 450 is moderate. I mean, yeah, and the 250 is fast. That's kind of like it just doesn't. I don't understand why they're
Yeah,
thrown in there.
it's yeah. I mean, we're not a swim set isn't like a music performance, but this thing has like no rhythm in it.
Yeah.
It's just flattered on there, and then there's no warm down. So everything about it, like on this second block, is making me like kind of just guess. And I could clarify with Isabel since she gave me this set that like maybe there's a second part to it somewhere, or it was on this was only the part that was meant to be written down up until the warm down, and then they did their own warm down or something, but. Yeah, just as it is written, it is an interesting, completely
Okay.
unfinished masterpiece, you
Actually,
know.
let's think about this. This would be mega hard, but I think this would be kind of fun. keep the 300 fast, 1 minute rest, and then instead of doing 450s, you just do a 200 fast and then another minute rest. And then instead of doing 250s, you do 100 fast, and then that's it.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. I agree.
I
And
like that because
although
it's like, it's going to be really hard because that's 600 of fast swimming, but it mentally is like, oh, it's 100 less, and then it's 100
yeah.
less, and then I'm done.
Ooh. But to fit the theme of the set, let me go bounce off that. It should be a a 250 fast, then a 150 fast, and then I guess a 50 fast. Because then you wouldn't you'd have those irregular distances, you know. You can't
Yeah,
have it all
yeah,
irregular and then
that's
go
true.
straight to reality there with those legitimate like distances, you know.
No, I
I
like that. I like that. That's way better. Dude, that's such a good idea. Okay, I'm going to write that down. So 250 fast, 1 minute rest, 150 fast, 1 minute rest, and then a 50 fast. Because, yeah, I mean, anyone could do a 50 fast at the end of a set, you know?
Yeah, no one. Yeah, and then you really don't got to look at the clock if you don't want to at that point. You know,
Yeah.
if you've gone off the ignorance is bliss track that whole time and you don't want to know your times, you can just you can put your head down and go straight into the warm down. You know, that's what I do sometimes when I'm just I got to do it. I got to do my job. I got to get to the end of the set. You know, I don't need the extra details.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah, that's good. I think that'll be fun. And then there's yeah, some warm down, maybe 300 yards of worn down or what maybe based on feel. If you're getting kicked out of the pool for the next group, who knows, you know.
Yeah, 300 warm down. And then we'll move the 650s descend uh, to the warm up. Warm up. Nice. Yeah, that's actually, I like that's such a great idea. Because when do you swim a 250 fast? You know?
Not often. Yeah, there's not too many ways you can besides just purely going for a 250 fast. There's not many like things that naturally work out to that like type of distance, I guess.
Yeah, that's great. Well, sweet. That's the set for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you try this coming out of the off season, and it's just one of those sets that mixes it up for you, and there's just no pressure, you know. Because I know a lot of people out there, myself included. I was talking with Kyle about this. I'm like so hard on myself. I like obviously broke my collarbone a few months ago. If you've listened to a few of our episodes, and I'm not swimming as fast as I was before I broke my collarbone because I'm still like getting back my strength. And I'm just disappointed like sometimes when I like jump in the pool and do a set, I'm like, oh, I'm just not that fast. But like you gotta be easy on yourself sometimes, and especially if you're coming off like a break. Um, just keep being consistent, put in the work, swim day after day, and you will improve. You'll get better, and the time will come when you're like, oh wow, I'm swimming fast again. So yeah, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and yeah, that's all for this episode, you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Sounds good. Bye, guys.